a very warm welcome to Interactive SK Light, the new show, live and interactive, all about travelling. And living in Greece. Sorry about that, we're having a few little technical gremlins. As you know by now, we're going out live on www.kirkora.live, but also on Facebook, where you can like us and follow us. That way you get heads up on all future broadcasting. And of course, YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel if you're watching there. As always, I'm very pleased to say we have the help and assistance of our great producer Claire, who will be answering all your comments. And a bit later on, we'll be seeing again the delightful Dawn, who will be joining us as part of the presenting team. And of course, no show would be quite complete without the one and only Thomas, master of the controls, who will be bringing you that, lots of news, and all about the crowdfunding shop coming right up. Good evening, Thomas. How are you?
I'm okay. Hello, everybody. Oh, and there was panic going on. Have you felt that?
You did very well to bring that one back, Thomas. Marvellous. Well done. Round of applause,
I'm so sorry for
that,
guys.
please.
But there's a couple of grumblies again. It is our internet. But don't be surprised, because this is every beginning of the season here, the holiday season on Corfu. There, is gremlins in the system.
Yes.
We have the internet gremlins, the electric, the water.
Yeah, we've had it all.
They're getting ready for
exactly.
for the season. So they're upgrading. They do their vital maintenance work they have to do. And welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Is Interactive SK live from Corfu, promoting this beautiful island. And what we got in store for you today, it's fantastic. As Adrian said, we're gonna visit all together the northwest coast of Corfu, the beautiful Paleokastritsa, and the nearby village of Lakones. So there is a fantastic interview coming up with Melita, and also a quick whistle-stop tour into Lakones to its folklore museum and nearby Golden Fox Lakones Deluxe apartment suites, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And the views, oh my God.
And everywhere you looked, there's a stunning, breathtaking view. You can't really fully appreciate it unless you actually go and pay a visit. Paleokastritsa, apparently, Thomas, I don't know whether you know, was made famous in the early part of the 19th century by one of the British High Commissioners here, Sir Frederick Adam, who popularised the place. But as we'll hear later on from the wonderful lady Melita in her fabulous interview, she'll tell us a little bit more about that. Also, we mustn't forget the other place in Lakones, all of which afford fantastic views. Within Lakones, apart from being a fantastic traditional village square and a special unique coffee shop, more about that later, there's also this wonderful, delightful folklore museum, Thomas.
Oh yeah, I love that folklore museum. And Vasilis,
what a man.
What runs it, I mean, what built it with his own hands through
incredible
his collection, and I think it's great. But guys, thank you so much for logging on, for watching, for listening. Is Richard Zebedee saying hi, Claire, Thomas and Adrian, how are you today? We're great.
Hi,
great
Richard.
to hear from you. Hillary Warner, hello from Cornwall. Looking forward. Now we hope we can entertain you today. Lauren Smith from Portsmouth, hello to Pompey. And Anne Wordsworth, hello from Cassiope, beautiful Cassiope. Hi, hello.
Hello.
Tom Giddings, hello everybody. Hope all safe and well. Nice and sunny here in Devon.
Great.
Not Corfu sunshine though. Have the station to make me feel a bit Corfu. Thanks. No, thank you, Tom. It's great. Margaret Johnson, hello everybody from sunny but chilly Kent. Hope you all well. Pierre Towers, hello from Bognor. Get me to Corfu already. Bored now, so now I know, and we have a couple of travel updates. See, gets me, guys. Thank you so much for saying hello. David Roseman is saying hello. Robert James is saying hello. Julie Kem is saying hello from Edinburgh. Wow, Army Speller from Finland. Hi, Ilta Army.
Hi, Army. Hiva Ilta.
It's great. George Diamantis, hello everybody from sunny Agios Mateos Corfu. Nice to see you again, dear friends. Adrian Thomas, many greetings.
Love to you,
many
George.
greetings to you guys. There's so many messages coming in. But as we said, we're going home to travel updates because Pierre can't wait. He's getting bored now. He wants to come to Corfu. So what's the latest on the travel now?
Well, that's a good one, Thomas. What's the latest?
That was a great parcel,
yes,
wasn't it?
Great, yes. No, not really. Yes. Okay, here we go. Monday, announced by the Greek Civil Aviation Authority, it's the lifting of the 7-day quarantine for all EU states, the Schengen Agreement states, and the following countries, you'll be pleased to know: the United Kingdom, the United States of America, United Arab Emirates, Serbia, and Israel. But that's on 2 preconditions. The first one is they must have a valid vaccination certificate, which has got to be done 14 days afterwards. The injections, that is, got to be valid from their country, and it's got to be in the English language, apparently. And the other thing is, precondition, they've got to show a negative PCR COVID test carried out 72 hours before arrival. They remind us that tourism officially opens here on the 14th of May. And tourists are obliged to keep some of the restrictions that the residents have to currently face during the lockdown, and that is they have to keep to their own area. They're not supposed to go interregional, and they're supposed to be wearing masks just as the residents. Oh, there's no word about those text messages, though, Thomas.
Yeah, that's what I just wanted to say. What's going on with the text? Well, we still have to send text messages. Everybody out there, we still have to send text messages when we wanna go shopping, or we have to help a friend, or we wanna go recreational quickly. Oh, what I don't see a problem, because it's a rule, as contributed. Cool. I don't wanna get into that, but we spoke about that. But no, we still have to, and I heard from some now, from a couple of sources, that allegedly this with the texting gonna stop on the 17th of May also. If this is correct, I have no idea. But are they talking about updates currently? But yeah, they're gonna open.
That takes us beyond Easter. Apparently, this morning there was a high-level meeting going on within the Greek government to discuss Easter arrangements and easing of restrictions. If any of our viewers have heard anything from that meeting, please drop us a line on the programme live.
On the programme, yes.
SK. We'd love to hear what decisions, if there have been any,
and
made
comment
this
live
afternoon.
while we on air. So anything related to holidays, guys, here on Corfu or in Greece or living, hit us with your questions regarding upcoming holidays and so on. And it's a lot been spoken. Nobody really knows what's happening, but everybody's getting ready. We can only tell you here, the island of Corfu gonna be ready for you. No question about that.
Oh, absolutely. And here's a little bit of positive news. It's being reported that either on May the 10th or a week later, May the 15th, restaurants that have outside dining areas will be permitted to open. Now, we haven't heard that officially, but that's what's being discussed at the moment. So as soon as we know for sure what date that is, when we can all go and sit outside and enjoy a lovely dish of Greek food, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we do. Definitely. As soon as we can get our hands onto a proper taverna food, man.
Absolutely, now you're talking.
No question about
Here, we're on about food again, and we've only been on air for 5 minutes. Great.
That's all. We also have today, what I forgot to mention, that we're going to have a live phone call on Skype from our co-presenter, Dawn Dukas, what's going to tell us everything about Corfu South promotions. We collaborating with, we working together and make this whole thing happen. But from the news here, so what's travel updates? This is all going forward, backward. Now, I heard a story that somebody flown from Germany here to Greece. Their test was faulty, found out when they arrived, and they had to pay another 120 euros on top.
Right.
So they paid 210 euros just to get the test done to fly here.
The first test was 98 euros in Germany, and for some, Germany, you think that's the land of the ultra efficient.
Yeah.
Something went wrong, and we don't even know whether the poor lady concerned managed to get a rebate. We don't know that, but she had to pay out again, as you say, 120 euros on arrival. I think it was Athens airport. So not altogether a pleasant experience. I don't know whether there's any other reports of failed COVID tests. We'd be delighted to hear. If you know of anything out there, please let us know.
Yeah. Any other updates, news updates?
Yes, there is.
From Cindy? You got it, man. There's a lot. If you have questions regarding traveling now, going on holiday to Greece, hit us with the questions. We were looking into it. We got some of the answers. But if we don't, we're gonna look in. We're gonna research. We're gonna ask the right questions, and of course publish them and let you know in our next show what's what's happened with it. So it's for me, it's still all confusing because I tried to read up today again and I got instantly confused because no decision is being made. And I think until the government makes an official announcement with straight guidelines, what's going to happen, even over Easter, yeah.
Yes,
we don't know for sure.
No.
So I think they're buying themselves time, a little bit of time.
Yes. And just to remind everybody, here in Greece, it's only air travel-wise, essential travel. That's for health issues, business, and an objective family reason such as a reunification or a return to permanent residence. The word is that the Civil Aviation Authority here in Greece have extended these travel restrictions for both domestic and international flights until at least Monday the 26th of April. So, okay, that's not far away, but it's still not very good when it comes to flying within Greece. I did see one domestic flight come in today into Corfu.
We could hear that.
I saw it,
from here.
And that's about the first. I got excited, Thomas, about the first plane I've seen in ages, quite frankly.
I don't blame you. Of course you get excited because, over the winter. Living here all year, it's great. Yeah. It is great in the winter as it is in the summer. Maybe somebody's, it's too cold. No, it's fantastic because you go really, you can experience the whole culture.
Oh, absolutely.
The coffeehouse have to offer. Plus, all the seasons, and the seasons here are fantastic.
You get two springs almost, don't
you? I know.
I think maybe autumn, if you're an autumn lover, you get the lovely changing of the colours of the foliage, of course. But seasons of mist and mellow fruitfulness, it's a little bit different here. But you do get two springs, and it's wonderful to see things that resemble crocuses flowering twice a year. It's just great, isn't it?
And that's what makes it so special. So people maybe think, but you got something.
A bit more travel news. I'm still doing with some more travel news. Prohibited entry to Greece of third country nationals, as I said before, with the exception of those 5 countries. There's some more countries that are allowed. So it's not just UK, it's also UK, Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, South Korea, United Arab Emirates, Singapore, Russia, United States of America, Rwanda and Israel. They are all allowed in, although there's a caveat to Russia. People coming in from Russia, they're only allowing 4,000 per week to Athens, Thessaloniki and Heraklion. No other airports, and there's a cap on Russian visitors of 4,000. I've never heard the like before.
No,
that's a strange
It's weird. It's completely strange. It's weird. So I think we're gonna see more weird stuff happening. And
yes, I've got some more weird stuff.
Yeah,
give you some weird stuff. Here's some weird stuff. It's more about living in Greece, shall we say. Some bit draconian, actually, Thomas.
Okay.
Draconian, yes. From Monday the 19th, well, that's the Monday that's just gone, mandatory COVID-19 self-tests for all employees in the following businesses: supermarkets, food distribution services, the retail sector, banks, finance and insurance services, hairdressers, cleaning services, public transport, and a very wide range of government employees. All those people will have to have a mandatory COVID test once a week. I think we're talking lateral flow, so it's not the expensive ones. And for the first week, which is the week we're in now, they're going to be a little bit relaxed about it. But I'm told from next Monday, employers beware, because it falls on the employer. If your employee hasn't adhered to these new regulations, one test every 7 days, the employer will get fined. And I'm told by little birdie, these fines will be steep.
Yeah.
So that's a wake-up call to all the people, and there's essential services.
It's a wake-up call, but it also concerns me a little bit because we're going into this fining culture.
Yes, it's
bad, so instead of looking for solutions, what we can do, or a way forward, we're getting fined because a lot. I heard this a lot now from people, and they say, lockdown doesn't work.
We hear
we hear that, and
there's a counter argument to that.
Of course, there always.
I'm happy to deliver another program.
It's definitely, But the last holiday updates for today, and then I go over quickly and say hello to a couple of people. Messages are coming in, a couple of questions. That's great. But what's the
one final bit of positive news?
Yeah.
If you're an older person, such as myself, the age group 55 to 59, I won't tell you which one I'm near, you are now permitted to go and apply for a vaccination.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, and next week it will be the 50 to 54 age
50 to 54
from this Saturday. So they're slowly getting through the
They're slowly getting through. They're doing a good
Yes,
job.
they
I mean, the communication is getting better and better. So, as example, Claire was phoning today regarding the driving licenses. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
That's another update for living on scene. Your UK driving license. So we're trying to find out everything. But she couldn't get through to the CAP office, so she wrote them an email.
Right.
And within a day, she got a phone call.
Great.
Yeah, and she was able to arrange. So, but that's something we're gonna put in, do a little clip, we're gonna follow up and then explain more detail about that. So, but that's all from our travel updates. If there's any questions you have, don't hesitate. Write us in live now or send us an email to inbox@studiokerkera.com. But let me say hello quickly. There's so many coming in and saying hello. Here, Timmy Baker is from Portsmouth. Hi guys, hi Tim, nice to
Tim.
see you. Christopher Dabana is saying hi from Variabadades. Hi Christopher, thanks for tuning in. Helen Mullins is hi guys.
Hi,
Lavinia is writing.
Vinny.
Haven't got a clue what is going on, chaps and Japanese. Very poor communication from the central government. I think I just dropped it in.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
it's the thing.
Yeah.
Elaine is watching. Hello, it's good to tune in. No,
Hi,
it's great for you to tune in. And Michael Bunn is saying hi from Berlin.
Oh, guten Abend.
Good night. Julie Cam is saying due to go to Corfu on the 19th of June. I think the Greeks will be okay. But the Scottish government will be the problem. Well, we will see. So
Fingers crossed.
That's another one. Yeah, Jeffrey Baxdale is saying, "Hope
Hi,
I can go to Corfu this year. I've been a long time. I go 4 times a year, and it's all not looking very good at the moment."
Let's hope it changes for you, Jeffrey.
And Josie Davis is saying hi from West Sussex, near Brighton.
Oh.
Hi, Josie. Great. And Dawn is logging in and saying,
Great.
hello, everybody. So we're going to have soon a call with you, definitely.
Yes, from delightful Dawn. The reason I said she described her last week as being dashing, that's on account of the fact that I seldom to meet a lovely lady who literally throws her heart, soul, mind, physical body into rushing around, seeing as many people as she can to whip up the fantastic enthusiasm to promote the south of this beautiful island. She's really passionate about it, Thomas, and the amount of energy she expends each day, blimey, it's quite phenomenal, isn't she? She's a one-lady phenomenon.
That's exactly what we're going to show later. But I think we can go into our first clip, and that's we talking northwest coast of Corfu. So we got a couple of clips for you, and I would love to start off to show a little bit from Paleokastritsa with a fantastic interview Adrian did. And I have to say to that one, has not been done this year. This is pre-COVID.
It is pre-COVID, yes.
That's a pre-COVID interview, and I found it interesting because you could hear, you could find out what the life was like.
Absolutely.
And I think you've done very well there, man.
No,
So,
Melita did very well. She was the
she's
star of the show,
fantastic.
and what a fabulous lady. And Melita, we love you with all our hearts, and we thank you for your continued support of Studio Kerkera.
So, and yeah, without further ado, let's go and let's show you a little bit about beautiful Paleokastritsa.
Hello. Today we're in beautiful Paleokastritsa on the west coast of the island of Corfu, and I'm very lucky to be joined by a lady who spent her childhood here from the late 1950s on this beautiful island. Hello, Melita, and thank you very much for inviting us over to this beautiful spot here in Paleokastritsa. That, looking at these lovely boats here in the harbour, it seems hard to imagine that it was different in your early days here. Tell us what it was like when you first came here.
Well, in my early days it was extremely different to what it is today, I can assure you. I arrived on this island in 1958. My father decided to take early retirement, call it, or you might be able to say that he wanted to desert the rat race. And he drove with his 3 young daughters and his wife with a caravan with all our belongings through Europe.
Wow.
We went to Venice, and then we got our boat and came to this paradise island, which was absolutely incredible. First few months I stayed with my grandmother, my Greek grandmother, because my mother is Greek, and for the first summer we actually camped down there between those 2 trees.
Oh,
We had at this stage acquired a second caravan, so the children were in one caravan, my parents were in the other, and we spent the whole summer swimming, and this was our playground for the very, very first year we were in Corfu.
pretty fabulous playground,
Pretty
isn't
fabulous playground. It was all ours. It was nothing here. There was actually, there were a couple of things. There was the monastery,
Right.
and there was the Xenia Hotel, which is on the main bay, on the coastal side. Then there was a small hotel behind it called the Zephyros, and there was a little taverna called the Vrachos at the far end under the monastery. And this down here, Alipa, was just a shack, a sort of fisherman's shack. And that was it, really. There were no villas, no other houses, so it was worth mentioning. Apart from the fact that the Club Med had got an encampment here for a very short time. I think they were here for only about a year, and then they moved everything back to Ipswich, where they also had a place there.
And this is in 1958,
58, 59. Yeah,
right.
58, 59. And we spent that first winter in town, and my parents decided that this property, which my mother inherited from about 4 generations behind, and nobody had actually built on it, to build. So we built this house, and it was the first villa to be built in Paleokastritsa.
The very first villa in Paleokastritsa.
The very, very first villa in Paleokastritsa.
And you've been attached to it ever since?
Ever since. Come back every year, sometimes twice a year. It was my home until I was 13, and then I went to school in England, and then when I came back for holidays, we were here for Christmas every year. We came back in the summer for the long summers, and went back to England, back to being educated.
Yes.
And my parents always stayed here. My father loved Greece, and Greece loved him. That's all I can say about him. Really.
He was in the army, though, wasn't he?
He was in the army before he decided to come and live in Corfu at the age of 40.
Okay.
And then he became the British Vice Consul in Corfu.
Ah, right.
So he had a job.
Marvellous. Yes, that's always very handy.
It was very handy.
But quite a responsible job.
A very responsible job, and very different to the job it is now, actually. Because,
is it? So?
One of the reasons was because it was much more sort of political rather than dealing with tourists. It was more dealing with politics in many ways, especially a bit later on when we had the Cyprus troubles.
Archbishop Macarius, I remember him from the past.
Oh, yes. In fact, we had to be escorted to school. We had police escort, because of the animosity between the British and the Greeks. Yes.
So he was consul here for...
Yes, he was, for 13 and a half years.
13 and a half years.
Which is quite a long time.
It is,
really.
isn't it?
Yes. Yes, but he loved it. He absolutely loved it. In fact, he's buried here. He spent his entire adult life, and after between 40 and nearly 97 when he died, this was his home. It's a very long time.
It's a beautiful place, that's for sure.
It certainly is.
But he did other things, your father, didn't he?
He did a lot of things. I mean, he was very involved in, cricket was his passion, and he managed to talk or write to Daily Telegraph, and they sponsored the Corfu cricket, and they sent a lot of equipment out, and Corfu cricket restarted, which it had stopped before the Second World War. He loved tennis. He was a great tennis player. He played for Corfu.
Wow!
And he was a champion for many.
No wonder
years.
they loved him.
They loved him.
Brilliant.
And he was involved with the Anglican Church as well. He managed to sort of rescue that as well, and it continues to this day to be the to be the Anglican Church in Corfu because of his perseverance, really.
It always pays off, doesn't it? And I understand he is very much responsible for bringing cricket to the island, actually.
Well, not
in the modern era.
In the modern era, yes, because they played, obviously, when the Protectorate was here, they played then. And the first people who used to play cricket here, foreigners, were the Navy, the Royal Navy. In those days, we used to get many visits from the Royal Navy. I mean, every few months a couple of 2 or 3 ships would come in, and that was a big social occasion. Lots of amazing cocktail parties on board, and other places as well. The few English people who were here always opened their houses to them. The Lakones, for instance, Lord Glenconner, who has a house round the corner, always used to invite the lower ranks, because he always felt a bit sorry for them, because the officers were always invited here, there and everywhere on barbecues and beach parties and cocktail parties.
Great.
But the ratings were never invited anywhere. So
No.
he used to invite
Oh,
the ratings to his house and have a big barbecue for them there.
splendid.
Yes.
And also, he had another claim to fame as well. I do believe he was responsible for
this,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, he. Yes,
and that is a pink gin, special
yes,
pink
it's a
gin.
pink gin, but basically he managed to talk to one of the distillers in Corfu town to produce it, and it was called Britannia Club Gin.
Really?
Yeah, so Corfu had its own gin, and I'm
That's
surprised that nobody in this day and age, with all these English people here,
Yes.
hasn't thought about
No.
introducing a Corfu gin,
That's very interesting.
as it's
particularly-
such a popular drink.
Yes, and there's a trend for artisan gins,
Yes,
isn't there? All sorts of
absolutely.
different special little
Absolutely,
types.
yeah.
So maybe there's a market there. If
I
you're looking,
think-
anyone, there could be a market
I think
there.
there is a market there.
Down to
I
your
think there
father's
is.
secret
yeah,
recipe.
and
no
it's wonderful. I have a lot of friends who are very happy to come and drink my gin.
And indulge you.
my father's recipe.
Well, that's a very good reason to come to Corfu. Mind you, I can think of a few more actually
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I remember reading he was part of the MCC for 60 years.
Yes.
That's quite a thing
Yes,
in those
he
days.
was. He
You had
was.
to be someone to get into the Marylebone Cricket Club, didn't you?
Well,
Really?
I don't know if how much of a somebody he was, but I do know that he was a member for an awful long time. And towards the end of his life, they wrote a very nice letter, and they said that they would make him an honorary member, and he would never have to pay a subscription again.
How fantastic.
Yeah.
Back to Corfu though, you were telling me the other day a fantastic story about some Italian pilots who used to fly down from Milan.
Well, we
and-
had some neighbours actually. These were our neighbours. After we built our house, the first other of the people who started building here were Italians. The Italians always go to, when they discover a beautiful place, they're always the first there. So two Italian families built some villas around the corner in the next bay, and they were Italian industrialists from Milan, and their families used to spend the whole summer in their two little villas here, and they would fly backwards and forwards to Milan and come back for weekends. And every time they arrived in Paleokastritsa, they would lower their aircraft and fly just below this balcony
Just down
railing,
below
just
here.
below here.
Ooh.
And one of them was a great friend of ours called Massimo, and every time he flew, he would wave at us.
How
And he did
fantastic!
it twice. He would go all the way around that hillside and do it a second time. And sometimes he'd think that we might not see him because he suddenly appeared. So he made sure that we heard the noise. And the next time he came round, we were all here on the balcony waving at
Hearty
Massimo.
wave.
Yes.
What a sight that must have
But the
been.
reason he tells us he used to do that was to warn his family that he was
He was-
on his way, and could they go and pick him up from the airport?
Ah, good one, very good indeed. But it is so beautiful, and I'm
It is.
sure you must have seen a tremendous amount of changes
A
through the
lot of
years.
change here. But here, as we're talking really about Paleokastritsa, there was no electricity. We built this house with no electricity,
Really?
no running water.
Ooh.
Everything, had to be handmade and hand.
This is in the days before JCBs and the like.
Very
isn't it?
much so. Very much so. We had a lot of women. who used
Yes,
to
you were
come.
saying you had to carry them
Carry
on their
everything
heads.
on their heads. Every stone that this villa is made out of was carried on their head, and the cans of water and the cement and everything else that was needed for building materials. We had about 20 women every day for about 2 years doing that.
2 years
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, and they never complained, and they brought them some delicious picnics with them.
Really?
Yep, they had olives, feta cheese, and fresh bread.
How
And
marvellous.
we used to go down there and join them and enjoy every single mouthful of this amazing. We used to call it the olive pickers picnic.
Olive pickers
Olives-
picnic.
olive
Yes, I'm
pickers
glad I haven't had
picnic.
too many of the pig gins before I say that one.
That was it.
Wow. That seems a very long way away in our
Yeah,
minds,
I
doesn't
know.
it?
But
these
things have changed, as you can see,
days?
and
I
as you
can,
know,
yes, I do.
tourism has taken over. Most of the island in a big way. I remember the very first scheduled airline that arrived in Corfu.
Really? At the airport that we
British
noticed?
Airways a comet they sent here.
Ah,
When I
right.
was about 10 years old, and I was in the garden of my school in town, which is not far from the airport, and suddenly we heard this raucous this noise, which we'd never ever heard before, and we sort of all looked at each other and what on earth was that? And then my father came and picked us up from school later in the day. He said, well, that was the first British Airways flight. And,
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
And you saw that
And
very first
I didn't actually
scheduled
see it, but I
You
heard
heard it. Probably
But
felt
my
it as well.
father, because he was the British Vice Consul, he was invited to greet them at the airport. So he was one of the officials to greet the very first flight from British Airways.
Good grief. And now, of course,
Yeah,
they're
now-
to a penny, aren't they? Flying in from Heathrow
Yeah.
and all round the Western world,
Yeah.
really, to hear. Well, indeed, other places. It really has become a holiday magnet of an island, and it's so easy to see why.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful. But I also think the people here are fantastic. Isn't there there's a word it immediately escapes me, beginning with P. That
Philoxenia.
that's the one!
Yeah.
Yes, and it describes the particular type of hospitality.
But you know, a lot
Tell us a bit
of
more
people, a lot
now.
of people say that today, and they say, "Oh, the Greeks are so amazing. They're so friendly. They're so hospitable." But when I was here, it was even deeper than that. It was
Really?
more than that, because there was no hidden agenda. There was no money exchange at all. I mean, now you might go down to the taverna and they will greet you with open arms and say how wonderful you are and how nice to see you. But they know at the end of the day they're going to be lining their pockets. But when I was here, that didn't happen. It wasn't like that. You were invited into their homes. You were their guests, and they wanted to be part of you. They wanted you to be part of them, and them to be part of you. So it was a very different feeling to what it is today, for me anyway, because I knew it then.
Absolutely.
So it was quite different.
I read somewhere that this hospitality here, Corfu, dates back to the days of Nausicaa, is it?
Probably, yes, because
Odysseus?
if you read the
Homer's Odyssey.
Odyssey, then they welcomed him here.
Exactly.
They looked after him and they sent him home to his
Yes.
wife and his dog.
And
so,
apparently that's the birthplace of this
Yes.
fabulous special type of hospitality.
But I tell you another thing. When we were children, we used to climb. We used to walk by foot through the footpath up to Lakones every Sunday with my father. We used to go to the top, and there was one little bar up there at the Bella Vista, and then we would walk on to Paleokastritsa. It was that much again, but that we were very fit and young in those days, so we could do it. And on our way back, we would stop at the Bella Vista little shack up there, little bar, and they would say, the question was, what would you like? It wasn't what would you like for us to drink. It was, what can we give you? It's slightly different
Subtle,
because
yeah.
they never charged us.
Really?
Never ever charged us, and then give us these sort of things they call likakutalyu, which are little sort of grapes in syrup. And they would give us a cold drink, and my father would have a beer or something like that. But they never ever, because it was, it was what they wanted to do. They wanted to give. It was all about giving.
How fantastic,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's more. That goes beyond
Beyond
hospitality, doesn't it?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So
It's
it was,
great to hear stories like that.
No, not tisa parete, which is what would you like, to order, but basically it was tina sasdoso. What can I give you? What can we give you?
Do you find Corfu has inspired you at all in your life in various ways? Or anyone here on the island that may have inspired you?
I don't know. It's
Apart from your father, of course.
well, my father has definitely inspired me. I mean, I'm interested in various things that take place here. I mean, I've always been interested in the cricket, for instance, because of him, and I've always supported the cricket in many ways. I'm trying to think if anybody particularly inspired. I mean, I suppose the biggest inspiration for me has been the Durrells, if you
The
really
Durrells,
think about
right,
it.
yes,
if
yes.
I'm truthful, I was lucky enough to work on this last
The TV production.
TV production.
Right.
I wrote to Simon, the writer, and I said to him, "Would you like to meet somebody who knew the Durrells when they were living here as children?" And my mother, who is 90, nearly 97,
She really-
was very friendly with the Durrells. They used to go to her house, and she used to
fantastic.
go to theirs. They used to socialise together. So as soon as I sent this email to Simon, he said, "When can I meet her?" So he came to my flat, and I brought her over to my flat in London,
Oh, fantastic.
and he met her, and he was slightly, I think, interested in her, and made all sorts of notes and talked to her for a couple of hours.
Brilliant.
And about 2 days later, I got an email from him. He said, "Would you like to help us?"
Oh, marvellous.
And with a bit of research through my mother, asking, simple things like, did sausages exist in those days, or just things that they wanted to put in the production in the filming, and then I did all the translations that they needed, and I also did the subtitles for them.
Really? That's
Yeah.
no mean feat then.
I
You're
did that
quite
for
involved
4 years. I did that for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Picking up on the sausages, that shows you their keenness for attention to detail.
Oh, absolutely. Even the mattresses, they wanted to know what the mattresses were made of. And
Really?
I asked my mother, and she said they were straw. All mattresses were made out of straw. They were.
They want to be really
they wanted
authentic
to be
as much
really
as possible.
authentic as much as
That's
possible.
great.
And it was a really nice to work for them. They were lovely people to work for. The actors were superb.
Oh, great.
And I saw some of the filming take place here as well, in the house down in
Wonderful.
Kadokan. Yeah.
Did you get to meet some of the actors?
I met all of them.
You did?
Yes, I did. I met them. I met most of them in London actually, because after
okay.
every episode they had a rap party.
Really?
So I was always invited to the rap party. Yeah,
Jolly good.
yeah. So,
And the Durrells mean a lot to a lot of people here.
oh yes, they do. They do. They certainly do.
And spawned a load of books, both.
Yes, and
Serious?
did a lot of good for tourism actually.
Yes, I can imagine so.
I
And
think
probably
they have.
trading off the drama series as well. I dare say people are interested to have a look where this bit was filmed and somewhere else.
Yes,
We have spoken to quite a few people along the way who have
yes.
appeared as extras, shall we
Yes,
say.
yeah.
I met a man a week ago who was a bit put out that he was in, had a nice little scene, but they dubbed his voice. These things happen. don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
But still, it must be a fantastic location to be filming in such a...
Sometimes I had to go into the studios in London, actually in Soho, in the recording studios, because sometimes the Greek spoken by some of the English actors was not very clear, so I had to coach them
Right,
and
okay.
tell them how to pronounce the words and how to say it. So that was interesting as well.
Yeah. So you come here regularly still these days?
Every
to
year,
record?
twice
Every
a year. So, I mean, this
Yeah.
year I was here in May. I was here very briefly in June, and I've been here for over a month now.
And like many people I speak to, wherever you are in the world, there's always a little bit of Corfu still in your heart.
Oh,
isn't there?
always.
Yeah,
always.
there is, Mark.
Of course there is. You only have to come to my flat in London and see all the paintings.
It is just the
Yeah.
most splendid of islands.
It is. It really is. I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed to have known it as I did, and to be part of it now. We've just celebrated 61 years. I mean, it's a long time. So from 58 to today, 61 years.
In this
Yes.
beautiful spot.
In this beautiful island, this beautiful part of the island. Yes.
Melita, thank you so much for letting us come to your beautiful home here in Paleokastritsa and for sharing us your early childhood memories on this beautiful island of Corfu.
Well, you're very welcome, and I'm so pleased that I managed to tell you what it was like when I first came here as a 6-year-old.
That's great. And not forgetting, of course, the famous pink gin.
Ah, yes, it goes down a treat, doesn't it?
Does indeed. Thank you very much indeed.
You're
Melita.
more than welcome.
Ah, what a delightful lady, so full
Right.
of knowledge.
Oh, I loved it. What a great interview, guys. I was really, it was great to talk with somebody who is there for so many years already. And yes, that was the interview with Melita, and I got a lot of messages in here, guys. Thank you so much for taking part and writing in. But here, quick, let me see if I can manage to scroll. We got Hilary Warner. I've got my pink gin going to get at the moment, but Gordon's no. So we have, I think, Anastasia from Athens, perfect place. Angelo Castro, you think in the back scene, my favorite place, the best place in the earth. I miss it. Paul Pollock is saying, great show. I have missed you, and he hopes all is well and not being too bad, but getting over it now. Oh no, he has not been that well, but he's getting over it now.
Good.
Great. Sorry, the message just moved. Good
Thank you,
news. Last week I beat the Big C again. We
Well done.
booked for September 4th, so fingers crossed. Love to you all. It's coming in. Julie Kemi saying Corfu gin, fabulous idea. Yeah, Dom Giddings, great interview. Oh, I have missed this station and everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tom.
Josie Davis is saying, I first visited Paleo in 1977.
Oh, good one. Thanks
So
for sharing us that.
I think Paleo is
It's a place.
quite well known, isn't
Well,
it?
do you know, Thomas, I was looking at this some time ago, and I think I told you the other day that apparently allegedly, and I really do believe it, that Paleokastritsa is, on a world scale, the most instantly recognisable spot of Corfu.
I think so, yeah. I
And-
think you're totally right when you just see the bands
Yes,
of
absolutely,
Paleokastritsa,
yeah,
and when you look on the left of the band, always you see this heart shape.
Don't you
it
just?
is-
Isn't
it's-
it wonderful?
It's beautiful.
Yes, and of course we mustn't forget that it's been a centre now for many years for diving. We were told, weren't we, when we did that interview back in 2019, that it was started by a German gentleman who turned some wreck, I think, into a diving model. I don't know what the right terminology is for diving. I do apologise for
Diving
my
model.
ignorance. But anyway, diving is definitely a big thing of Paleokastritsa. And of course it was the place that had the famous glass bottom boat and the
Yeah.
yellow submarine.
Yellow
didn't it?
submarine.
And then we should also point out there's a fantastic aquarium there, the main one on the island, actually.
Main one, yeah. I
Yes.
mean, we were lucky enough a couple of years ago to live stream the Wackeroller from there.
We were.
What a festival!
Oh, it was beautiful,
Wow.
wasn't it?
I
Fantastic.
mean,
on board- on the water.
organization behind the whole festival
Yes.
was tremendous.
And that was a scene from Homer, like we were saying.
That was seen
in the
from
interview.
home about
Yes.
all the people who were taking part
Oh,
within
amazing.
the Wackeroller, you know, all the actors in there, all the divers, and
Yes.
because Poseidon came out of the
That's
water.
right.
Fantastically lit from the bottom. Then the dancers on the side.
Yes.
It was brilliant. It
All-
was really well choreographed and presented.
All set to Vangelis.
All set to Vangelis,
Yeah, one of my
exactly.
favourite
What a
composers.
thing.
And we should point out that the gentleman that you're going to see shortly in another clip, the wonderful Vasily Chakiris, he
Michael
was
Michael.
part of the choir in the Varkarola. He was in the choir that night.
He was in the choir that night.
Yeah,
He sang.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
But it's great, and this is a clip. So for everybody who just tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Here's the sunset going down in Corfu in the next half an hour, and the view is
Isn't it
from our
beautiful?
studio balcony straight over, and the antennas you see on the right, that's Klomos.
Yes.
Yeah, on the left you can see Agirades, and then right of us you can see is Petritis, just a stone throw away on the east coast of the beautiful island of Corfu. But this show we made it all. We have later a call with Dawn quickly. But
Oh,
you know,
yes.
being in the area and looking and so many come in. Steve Stolzy McCabe is saying, hello guys, I
Hi,
was
Steve.
playing golf at Corfu course the day they filmed the Darrell's cricket match.
Oh,
That's a
lucky
day
you,
to
Steve.
choose.
Good one.
It is one. I was on the driving range. I hope you hit somebody. He probably tried it. No, Hillary Warner says, fabulous interview. Thank you so much. And Margaret Johnston, lovely lady, love interview. She has so many good memories. And that's what's all
Absolutely,
about
Margaret.
Corfu, isn't it?
Yes.
The good memories. You
Totally.
come here on holiday or you live here.
You never forget it.
No. Most memories you have, they're all good.
Oh, absolutely.
There's so experiences in it, what you don't forget, what you just carry on. And, you know, looking back at it, it still cheers you up.
Oh,
It
totally.
still gives you this positive vibe.
Yeah.
And just sunsets like this. But, guys, thank you so much for writing in. If you have any questions relating holidaying on Corfu or living, don't hesitate, write into us now, live at the show or after the show, via Messenger, or just send us an email to inbox@studiokerkira.com. For everybody who just logged on today, we're on the northwest coast of the beautiful island of Corfu. We just Paleokastritsa. We just saw a great interview Adrian did with Melita. Great, I really loved that. But we have more in store for you. Being on the northwest coast of the island, we also visited the nearby village of Lakones. And what a fantastic village that is.
Oh, that is
It's
unbelievable. It's the most, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to have to. It's one of the most up-together, pristine villages you're ever likely to come across. It really is quite superb. Of course, we were spoilt, weren't we? We were treated with a wonderful tour by the most amazing character. What a character he is. Vasily, absolutely incredible.
He was great. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for hosting us. It was a fantastic day. I fell in love with the village. The first time we
Absolutely.
met him there, he showed us around. Then we gone back again. And the hospitality, Melita is right, is second to none. I mean, we
Totally.
quick had coffee on the table. We quick have homemade cake on the table.
It was
and
wonderful.
even in the famous Cafe Neon.
Yes, I
What
knew you
a
were going to say that. Apparently, Thomas, that is,
It's-
you told me this, a traditional
Totally.
coffee shop. How exciting is that?
They make the orange cake in there still.
Oh,
like
yeah,
they-
I
they
remember
have
that.
thing-
That was good, wasn't
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, you know, seeing then the work of Michalis, what, you know, put this museum together, the folklore museum
Yes.
in Lakones. It was really, I did not expect
What a cornucopia. There was no room left for anything. It was absolutely jam-packed to the rafters, but everything was lovingly presented, wasn't it?
And for everybody who been on Corfu already and maybe doesn't know now exactly where Lakones is, we're going to show you that quickly. That's near Paleokastritsa. Most of you drove through. That's the village who got the traffic lights on each side.
Yes.
Yeah, up to the Golden Fox, to Bella Vista, where the views are breathtaking. That's where Lakones is. And I interrupted you there.
Absolutely. No, but you reminded me to tell you something. Do you remember we were told when we were strolling round this absolutely beautiful village of Lakones that a long time ago, back in the 1850s, I do believe, Edward Lear would arrive there up the hill on the back of a donkey.
On the back of a donkey.
Yes.
He told us this fantastic story. Also
excited.
the Darrells. He has a lot of pictures of the Darrells because he met them.
They were all there.
They were all there. Yeah. They were all enjoying a beautiful Lakones and Paleokastritsa.
Yes, and you can see those photographs if you check out this wonderful folklore museum.
But I think the best thing to do is show you quickly before the sun goes down. Have a quick look. That's our view from the studio. That's the sunset here on Corfu, guys. So if you haven't booked your holiday yet, then book it. And maybe you can book it through our crowdfunding shop where we go on later. But I think we spoke about Lakones so much. I would love to show you now the clip we did just over a year ago.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, just before COVID really locked us down.
Today, we're in the northwest of Corfu, at Paleokastritsa, one of the most iconic views of Corfu, and a very popular holiday destination. However, we're also exploring the traditional and pristine village of Lakones, with stunning panoramic views over the seaside resort of Paleokastritsa. To have a better understanding of the area, our tour begins at the fabulous village of Lakones, where we were kindly offered a tour by the wonderful Vasily Chakiris. In 2005, he established the Lakones Folklore Museum in the centre of the village above the Café Neon, the traditional Corfiot coffee shop. Vasily had collected many artifacts of local culture and history over the years, so much so that in 2005 he started working on the Lakones Folklore Museum to house his extensive collection and share the heritage and culture of Lakones and the surrounding area. What makes his collection special is not just the carefully selected and displayed exhibits, but also the story behind them. The exhibition, curated by himself, features a wide variety of Corfiot working life and tells you the story of an island community. All in all, you get a very good insight into Corfiot life and culture, and Vasilis is always happy to tell you one or two stories connected with his collection. If you would like to visit the museum, it is open throughout the tourist season, and you can always have a coffee at the Café Neon and ask for Vasily. So why don't you plan a day trip to Lakones on your next Corfu holiday and indulge in the local history and culture? What an interesting tour that was,
What
Thomas.
a great tour that was, huh?
It was indeed.
It was really, I really, and so it's not hard to see why we fall in love with this beautiful island, especially with the village Lakones. Unbelievable. It's the welcome, how welcome you made there. And we got other clips. Of course, we show you then also from Golden Fox and Lakones Deluxe. It's great. That is our last clip in the show. But guys, thank you so much for writing and thank you so much for taking part. It's great. It's Lavinia's writing a great interview with Melita. They are friends since very, very long time. No, I first went to Paleokastritsa in 1969 when the waiter used to rush out waving a plastic lobster which has batteries or battery operated. That was the
Good story,
That's our
really.
story. See, this is our stories about this beautiful island to make you smile. And there's
Absolutely.
millions of these stories. Everybody has his own story of Corfu.
Well, I'll tell you what, we ought to lay down another challenge here, actually, Thomas, really live on air. When you visit Corfu, you come and tell us if there's one day that goes by when something doesn't make you laugh.
Exactly.
We
I
wanna
think
know
it's
about it.
impossible, man. When sun is going down here on Corfu, it's great. You know, this is the sunsets you can look forward. And we're gonna bring, as soon as the lockdown really ends, we're gonna be mobile again, and we're gonna cross this island, and we're gonna show a lot from the south this year, because we discovered so many places people really don't talk about, and our lovely Dawn made us aware of that, and that's why we're working together with South Corfu Corfu South Promotions. But Bill Weir is saying hello from Switzerland. It is saying, not going to forget Corfu in a hurry. My email address is benitzesbill@yahoo.com. So
Well done, Bill. Nice one.
it's great, and it has been since 1998.
Wow, good
It
one.
is also scratched in some wet concrete like Neolithic cave art. He said in Benizzi somewhere.
We go
We'll be
looking for
there
that, Bill.
ASAP. No, Bill, we hope so to see you and to meet you. It's great, and that is
Absolutely.
what brings it all together. So thanks for logging on. Thanks for watching. We're going over. People were asking, and we want to make you aware of the whole thing a little bit, how we do things here on Interactive SK. We want to say about our crowdfunding shop. So we built over the winter a crowdfunding shop. We came up with the concept. We say, okay, you know what? We want to promote the island, but the running costs of SK, they are here. You can't deny that. And somehow we want to cover that and carry on promoting this beautiful island of Corfu. So we worked together with businesses and came up with a concept where we say, you know what? These businesses donate things to Interactive SK, to Studio Caregiver, which we under very, very, very heavily reduced,
Yes.
price
Bargains.
bargains throw in to our crowdfunding shop, and there we crowdfund for the running costs and of course for other projects we're gonna mention over the season. And here we go on. When you go on to caregiver.live or to studiocaregiver.com, you can go and link over to the crowdfunding shop. And here we have a couple of goodies in there. There is a few things already in there. A couple
Correct.
have to be confirmed and nailed down, but it is filling now, and we got a lot this week with a lot of meetings again to get that done, and this is great. So what we got already is we got two things what are not in the shelf now. We have a notify me button, as 1 week in the Cavalieri Hotel is worth 700 euros. You get a 700 euro voucher for the Cavalieri, but only pay through the crowdfunding 350. So if you're interested in that, when that goes live, click the notify me button. Otherwise, go over and see what's now to buy. And we got already fantastic stuff here. 1 week in the Mouse House, Penthouse in Petriti. I know that. We're gonna do a clip
Wow,
about it. We're gonna
nice.
show
Good
you
one.
more. So the week is worth 500 euros. In our crowdfunding, 250. Yeah. The next thing, Ginny Doers, the interview we done last week for her excursion, 4-2. That's worth 80 euros. That's now in our crowdfunding shop for 40 for two people.
Brilliant.
And
These are-
what a day out that
Yeah.
is, I tell you that.
Absolutely. Amazing, Lizzie. And these are real bargains, aren't they, Thomas?
Totally, and the shop is filling now up slowly, more and more. So we want to make you aware of that's how it is, and it's gonna fill up, and you can grab your really a nice bargain for holiday or olive oil or other things. There's a
Absolutely.
lot of things
Yes,
now coming, guys.
in the pipeline.
So they're definitely in the pipeline. But let's go back over, and here's the
Oh,
sunset
look at that.
of Corfu. What is sunset?
Absolutely beautiful. Magic. It really is. Yeah. One thing that we didn't point out, as my mistake, in the interview where we had a delightful interview with Melita from Paleokastritsa, when she was telling us about the building of the house, which we were led to believe was the very first villa in Paleokastritsa, she made a point of saying that actually the real hard workers building the house were, would you believe it, the good ladies, the women, because it was the women that had to bring all the water up to the site
Amazing, yeah.
every single day the whole time, and, would you believe, mix all the cement. So they really did put their backs into
they
it.
really put their backs into
Absolutely,
it.
yes.
So, and when you look in, this is part of the museum in there. There's a lot of
Right.
pictures
Yes, there are.
about that.
Yes.
And it's incredible when you see
Yeah.
and what distances they had to walk
Totally.
in certain areas just to deliver the building materials. So back then, building a house was not
Easy at all.
as baking
Very
a cake,
hard.
man.
Hardly, no. No JCBs involved in that one. Well, at least I hope not. They shouldn't be rock hard, should they? Actually, your baking is excellent. I'll let the audience into a little secret. Just before we came live on air, we had some of Thomas's amazing scones, or scones if you prefer.
Scones,
We
yeah.
don't mind. Either way, they're delicious.
Thank you, my man. But here we have the view now. What a fantastic view. We are here on the east coast. We're in Petriti, in Notos, to be
Fabulous.
exact. And that's the view over to the mountain of Klomos, to the village of Klomos. And the sun is
look at
going
that
down.
shot
Just
now,
where
Thomas.
the
Look at
sunset
that.
is,
That
there's
is
the
phenomenal.
St. George.
Yeah. Yes, right.
So imagine, sand dunes down Issos. Wow.
Yeah,
The
that's
sunset
just
is,
beautiful.
is incredible. And the temperatures are getting warmer.
Hooray!
So yeah, we can't wait. But that's the whole thing. But guys, while we were talking, because we have to talk also with
The delightful
Delightful
one and only Dawn.
But I think before we do that, finish off with the nice area of Paleokastritsa and Lakones, because we were also filming a little bit further up on the fantastic viewpoint, where they said the Bella Vista viewpoint,
Yeah.
where the fantastic Golden Fox
Absolutely, what a
restaurant
place.
apartments and the Lakones deluxe apartments are based. And we've been up there and we made a little bit of a video for you. Let's have a look at that. So here we go. That's Golden Fox.
It's
I
lovely.
mean, we arrived there. This is well known to tourists around the world. They traveling. He said up to 50 buses.
30 to 50 a
30
day.
A day.
He can
But
have.
when you see that view, it's
Look,
amazing.
It is indeed. And what a wonderful swimming pool, isn't it? What a
But
location.
also a very good restaurant.
Oh, yes.
Or,
Yeah.
coffee too. Restaurant,
Totally.
coffee shop, ice cream
Cakes.
they have there. Oh, fantastic cakes. Look at that.
Yes.
That's the...
Actually, there's something like... Oh, there we are. I'll
here
have one
you
of those, please.
soufflés.
Chocolate souffle.
I know,
Yum,
you
yum.
eyed them up. But that's the views you have from Golden Fox up. Is fantastic. And also the apartments. We looked in. This is the Corfu goldenfox.com. So that's the suites Golden Fox has to offer you for your holiday, with fantastic, breathtaking views. And
Look at
really
that.
smack bang next to it, is the fantastic Lakones Deluxe.
Yes. Well, we were very impressed.
We were
weren't
very impressed.
Yes, we were.
The standard, fantastic, and what the environment. But what gets you is the view.
Oh,
It's really
incredible.
the view. You wake up, the bed is so brilliantly positioned. You open your eyes and you see this view.
Yeah.
And just a little bit here, look at that. I mean, you
Luxurious,
can't do
though.
any better.
No, look, that's absolutely
And on that
fantastic.
one, the private swimming pool where you
Absolutely.
can enjoy and cool down. So, and that in our location, I was really so impressed with it.
It's a very impressive place. The Lakones Deluxe, the rooms are very well appointed with a very fully equipped kitchen, which is great, and also a wonderful bathroom, or shower room, I should say. The Golden Fox itself offers family suites. The whole area actually benefits from something else, Thomas, because in
Okay.
the heaving summer months, you get all these wonderful stalls appear outside, selling all sorts of things, not your normal touristy tap,
Touristy
but
tap,
actually
yeah.
quite good things, materials and wooden carve, all of it. And it's a very lively market area going on outside the Golden
Outside the
Fox. So
Golden Fox.
it's a great place. And also, I must point out that the guy who runs it, Alexandros, I think it is,
Yeah.
who's a great chap, he has the most amazing selection of different manufactured ice creams. So if you
you
like
enjoyed
your
one,
ice
didn't
cream,
you?
well, you've got
I
so many
know,
to choose
I mean-
from. So many
It's-
makes,
it's
different
incredible, it's
flavours,
great, yeah.
textures. It's all going
Yeah.
on at the Golden Fox.
So that rounds up a complete quick whistle stop tour of Paleokastritsa. It was great for us
was,
out there. It
yeah.
was fantastic, and we're gonna go back and visit, of course.
I hope so.
again.
I
There's
miss
so
it
much
already.
else to show. Yeah, for me too. So thanks, guys, for coming and writing in. It's great. We get a lot of messages in. So if you have anything you would like to know about beautiful Corfu or Chris, just write us a message now or send us an email to inbox@studiokerkira.com. But I think we have to move on a little bit. We have to do
Absolutely.
our coal.
Yes. We
If
save
I
the best
find
to
it.
last, don't we?
We save the best to last. I
A
know.
delightful Dawn, who's absolutely fantastic, and I'm just bowled over by her sheer energy and enthusiasm for promoting this wonderful island, particularly
Yeah.
the south.
Particularly this house, and the sun is going down. Look at that!
Look at it,
It's
it's
a
wonderful, isn't it?
fantastic, so
Yeah.
beautiful view. But let me see if we can reach our co-presenter, from Corfu South Promotion, Dawn. I tell her, I love that part, man. I like the music.
Yes.
Oh, hello, Dawn. Can you hear us?
Hi,
Hello.
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you great. Can you hear us?
I can't hear you.
Oh no, we can hear you
can
and
see the
we
beautiful
can
sunset.
see
That's
you.
what I'm looking at right now. But I can't hear you. Why can't I
Oh,
hear
that's
you?
Dawn from
Ah.
Corfu South Promotion. I have no idea. You normally should be able to hear us, but as we said, we got a couple of problems with the
Oh, what a
internet
shame.
at the moment. So we said by the meeting today we're gonna try to push that. We're gonna try to have the first thing out, but they're making repairs here. They're just laying the fiber
Upgrading,
optic
yes,
line. They're
exactly.
upgrading. The fiber optic line is going in. So we're really trying to get that going, but sometimes it just doesn't work. But let me try again.
Absolutely.
Hello, Dawn. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Dawn. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Where
I
are you at the
can't
moment?
hear you. I think it's these. I can't hear you. Should I take them out?
Oh no, maybe try it.
Hi, wait. Hi.
Hello, can you hear us now, or
Mm-mm.
is still no audio?
Very faintly.
Very
Let
faintly.
me have another.
Oh. what the-
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello,
Hello?
hello?
Can you hear us?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear us now.
Great.
I can hear you now. Hi,
Oh,
guys.
great, fantastic. Hello, Dawn. Oh,
Kalispera.
I
Today we're in
switched to the
beautiful-
wrong thing. Oh, sorry,
Yeah, well,
guys.
that's
That's why
better.
I'm
She's
all
much prettier
excited
face.
because
No,
we
get
got
This
the
is
old.
what I
No,
love
get it
about
off, get,
live. I'm enjoying the
Dawn on, there we go.
sunset too, look. Just in the
Ooh,
back. Can you see it?
we can see it. Where are you? I know that from somewhere.
It's actually just a little bit further down from your lovely office where you're going live now.
Oh, great. We just were talking with the people. We explained a little bit about Corfu South Promotion, and we said, we're going to do much more things with you now throughout the season. We're starting now. You preparing for us already a little bit of programming for Easter.
Yes, there's a lot of activity at this time of year all over Greece because their Easter celebrations are one of, let's say, the highest festivals that they would have on their calendar. It's celebrated much more than Christmas. Easter is the pinnacle of celebrations, and especially on the island of Corfu, because we have a multitude and a real fantastic cocktail of different traditions, superstitions, and things which really sort of emphasize the festival even more. Unfortunately, obviously, because of the pandemic that we are all living through, it has put the majority of the celebrations aside, and it will be the same, I think, for this year as well. But generally speaking, in the villages, the same thing will always happen every year. So, the weather is a little bit nicer and it's spring, so you can plant things, so you can have your vegetable patch all neat and tidy now, and flowers then start getting bought and planted. But one of the main things that household owners do is whitewash their garden areas, their yards, or even a lemon tree. You will find a white stump on the actual tree.
So this is
And that's
the famous white things they're painting around the 3 foot on the trees, on the bottom of the trees. The 3 foot, the roads, and they're also writing Kalomina. I'm right.
That's right, yes, because obviously that will be coming up for the 1st of May as well. That's Labour Day, as it's
Yeah.
classed. That's celebrated a lot. We would whitewash all the outside walls, things like that, and do marks on the floor. Kronia Pola, so happy years. Kalo Pascha, which is
Kalopasta, happy Easter.
happy Easter. A lot of the kids like to paint eggs on the floors now and things like that. So it's a real you're sort of anticipating what's going to come after Palm Sunday, because generally speaking, every Greek would try and get those jobs sort of out of the way this week when they're coming in from Monday, which is we class it the Migali V'Amada, the big week. It's a very somber. People are preparing themselves to be sort of in a mourning mood, to obviously anticipate the resurrection on Saturday, which is Christos. When everyone says Christos Anesti at the midnight mass on the Saturday, so you can see every household, really sort of getting into the anticipation, which is still really quite endearing, especially knowing that they know that it's not even a fifth of the celebration that we will be able to do so. So I've been working very hard today, boys.
Great, fantastic. We're glad to hear that. No, but it's fantastic. We're looking forward to Easter now, and we had a meeting today, you and me. We're talking about a couple of clips we're gonna produce so we can show next week, and we can go into this whole Easter feeling, and then maybe over the weekend do something special. Let's see, but let's talk. Yeah.
That's right, Thomas. Yeah, I mean, obviously, thank you for you guys. We'll be able to give a little bit more of a traditional feel to. It's not, although the mass celebration obviously is in Corfu town. It's absolutely spectacular with philharmonicas and the throwing of the pots on the Saturday at 11 o'clock and etc. That actually happens in pretty much all the villages all the way around Corfu.
All around Corfu, yeah.
So it's a shame for it to be sort of lost, really.
Yeah.
And people tend to think, the only time we'll be able to see it is actually if we go to Corfu. Yes, Corfu town is spectacular when it happens, but it also does happen in the villages, and there are a lot more simpler and more quiet celebrations in the villages. So it would be nice actually for people to have a view of that and maybe have it in mind coming to Corfu a little bit earlier. We stretch the season out a little bit from 6 months to 8 months to 10 months.
So now it's gonna be an interesting show next week, and Easter. I'm looking forward. So let's see that we can make the best out of it. But the other question is Corfu South promotion. That's one thing I wanted to talk about you, because Studio Kakir and Corfu South promotion, we gone together because we on the same side. We try to promote as best as we can this beautiful island of Corfu, and the South is on your heart.
That's right. Corfu South Promotions was something that really sort of started to keep me busy, because unfortunately the accommodation that I normally present myself at as a guest relations manager unfortunately did not open in 2020. So I found a lot of time on my hands, and I don't like that. I don't like not being active. So it was basically me just going generally out with my camera and trying to promote the people at least that had taken the chance and opening and to work at least 1 or 2 months. And the other side is because I've lived in the south of Corfu for 30 years, and I've also been promoting the island for that long. I've been a representative, or I was a representative for 6 years. And for those full 6 years, I was assisting people that had come to the south, majority of the people that come to the south, even though I did work all over the island, to actually go out and about. But the majority of places were actually up in the north. Yeah. So it's basically welcoming people to the south and sending them to the north straight away. And I just think, and now was the time, especially from last year, now was the time that the whole of it should be complete now. The island of Corfu should be a complete island, meaning that the south of the island should just be as popular in the north, and meaning that there should be tours that are presented for people that go to the north to actually come down to the south and visit. I'm not anti-central, I'm not anti-north. I adore Corfu, and I really, really loved that interview with Melita in Paleokastritsa. It just shows how just stunning that place is. It's breathtaking,
definitely,
especially from the village of Lakones down. I mean, it's jaw-dropping. But there are different levels and different areas that every single market can be covered in Corfu. Because, of course, the south of Corfu, as you know, because you're living here now, is very flat, very rural. It's very basically agricultural still. And I think this has a massive role to play in tourism now, particularly now more than ever. It's still got that virgin quality to it, as Melita explained in her interview. You know how the philoxenia that she felt when she first came here was general. It really is general to here, and something that I found very interesting her saying to Verna, handing her the glycotukalu, the sweet spoon of I think she said grapes or something like that. Well, we at Pontilio last week with the interview, we were offered the quinces, the sweet quinces, and it's that philoxenia that was so poignant to Melita years ago. It's still very, very much a part of life in the south, and you generally still feel that. So I'm very, very passionate.
We can see that, we can hear that. That's why we said we have to talk with you, and we have to collaborate, we have to work together, and because we have the same goal, and together we can achieve these things. And I'm totally agreed. Adrian agrees to the south needs a little bit more promotion than the north. But at the same time, we have to be fair. We have to really mix that, because the whole island is fantastic. If it's south, central, or north, but
this is my feeling. I think the South has been fair for many, many years, because it's always promoted Paleokastritsa, Hilion, Cassiope, all those areas. The first thing a representative would say is hire a car and go to the north, But I think there should be a level out now. I think that the South should be able to stand on its own feet. There are enough very clever business people down here now to do so. And also, I think the North and the West should support the South in that. By maybe creating a tour or something. Maybe we could start something on here, a challenge.
Ideas, welcomes. Everybody who has an idea, let us know. That's exactly what we all about and what we love to do, and we're gonna do and push on now for the rest of the season. Dawn, it's great. After our call, I'm gonna show our viewers quickly the Corfu South promotion website, how they can log on and browse through, and this website is growing and growing, and I think through this season it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it is. I'm really excited. I have to thank a big thank you to everyone who supported me just through the Facebook page, and that's all the members as well. We've hit 2,000 members now on the group, on the Facebook page.
Done.
Yeah, and of course the lovely Claire Haas, who's helped me out with the website and helping to launch the website and everything. So there's so many different options for people. I think we did a lot of brainstorming together, Studio Caker and myself, on how we could assist people to actually put the businesses forward in the most cheapest of ways, most economical of ways, and I think we've done it really, really well. So it's really a forum that can be used, and it's not necessarily just for businesses down in the south. If anyone is actually providing a service that's coming into the south, then of course they're very free to use the forum as well.
Definitely. Hey, Dawn, it was so great chatting with you. We're going to chat more anyway. We're going to do more, and you're going to see the lovely Dawn in many, many clips here down in the south of Corfu and, of course, other parts of the island. But great to talk to you. Thanks for talking to us today. And, have a fantastic evening. Enjoy.
Thank you, Dawn.
I am enjoying it. It's a fantastic sunset. It was a great programme tonight, guys. Adrian and Thomas, really well done. Excellent. Let's
Thank
keep
you
it
so
up.
much.
Thanks, Dawn. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Keep smiling.
I will always.
Good one, Dawn.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Love to you all.
Bye. You see, guys, that's why we call her Delightful Dawn, because she really is a delight, and as you could see and hear, so passionate about this island and particularly the south.
Particularly the south, and this is great, that's exactly so collaborations we have to look for, and we're gonna find, and we're gonna have much more in store. That's interactive SK, the light version at the moment, guys. So we're gonna go into full power mode very soon and entertain you. We show you the best Corfu, and Chris, of course, has to offer. Our show gonna go mad soon, but it was a fantastic day. It was so great to be here again with you guys, because I think this is exactly not much more time left in today's show, man.
No, but I was just going to share a little nugget of information which the marvellous Melita shared with me before we came on air.
Ooh.
And that was that, picking up on a point that Dawn's just raised there about the North, and these days we know that the North has been heavily holiday promoted, and that's great, we're not moaning about that. But here's something, would you believe back in the late 50s or the early 60s, in Sidari, for instance, there wasn't a single taverna. When Melita went for a jolly, as it were, with her family in Sidari at the end of, say, 1959, they had to take a picnic because there was nowhere to buy any food or drink. How about that? So it just shows you how Sidari has grown from the 60s. And the other point is that Melita showed us there the huts that were from Club Med when she first arrived. Well, pretty soon after that, I think she said the next year or two, they located to Ipsos on the east coast of the island. So you could say we're tracing the roots of modern-day holiday tourism.
Yeah.
Of course, we should also point out that Corfu, through hundreds of years, has been a magnet to attract artists from all over the world. We're talking about modern jet-age tourism, really. And Melita mentioned that again with the first jet engine passenger travel of the famous Comet aircraft that came here.
That came in, what she heard while she sat in school. So, and that's what makes all these special stories attached to this island.
Yeah.
Everybody you talk here has his own story, has his own adventure, and that's great, and that's what draws you. And as soon as you get a little bit of a whiff of that, it draws you
it's
in.
Intoxicating,
it's intoxicating.
It is absolutely, yes.
We're
still on the fumes.
We get a go of good things in. So there's John Ruddy saying, great show again, guys, brilliant. Lavinia is writing, completely agree with Dawn about the south.
Yeah.
And our land is in the north, she points out, Time to have a level playing field, maybe. Just look at the traffic lights and roads going north compared to the south. It is different. We said that again. I don't want to knock the north. It's beautiful. We love the north. We love Cassioppi, Sidari, Arabia,
all of those
Parisias.
places, yes.
Wow, it's San Stefanos, Wow.
Yes.
There's places, Arillas. There's places,
so
Paleokastritsa. There's really so many, but I agree. You go up. It's nicer driving in the south here.
Well, I have to say, I don't want to say, I'm going to touch on it. It's quieter.
It's quiet.
Let's say
but
we
got to make it busy.
Yeah, we're going to make it noisy and busy.
But
sorry, birds and everybody that likes peace and quiet.
That's it. Lavinia is totally right. But, it was another great thing is reminiscing with Paleokastritsa and Lakones. We've been there, we fall in love with the area, and I hope we done it justice with our show today. But sadly enough, guys, that's all we have time for today. Let me remind you quickly, if you want to know more about the South, go on to the South Promotion. That's the wrong one. That's the right one. Here, South Promotion website. That's corfusouthpromotions.com. And there you find accommodation were based down here in this house, activities, food and drink, well-being and transport. And that's all businesses we are also working together with Interactive SK at our crowdfunding shop. So grab yourself a local bargain. That's our crowdfunding shop. Go over to that one and have a look. We have a couple of bargains on there already, and there is much, much more to come, and hopefully deliver you a fantastic holiday here on Corfu.
Absolutely, one that you'll never forget.
I know they're not gonna forget it. But guys, it was really great to see you all. I just have to see. Hi, I got you in shot. I don't know if I'm too dark, but
no, you're still there.
The light is going down.
Yeah, there we go. No, that's all right.
It's all right. It's not bad. I got a little bit of shading.
Yes,
but
it's fine.
It's
good. And you got your
we
blonde
work
hair,
under
so
restricted measures, mate.
Yes, we do apologise for a few naughty gremlins at the beginning of the programme.
Yeah,
you did ever so well to bring that back and get us on live just within the countdown.
Yeah,
Thomas.
it's all no problem.
That's good, man.
It's all no, but it motivates, especially you guys out there. Everybody who wrote in today with messages, with greetings, fantastic. Thank you so much. You guys make our day. It's so great to be logged on again and share these fantastic moments and a couple of nice clips about this beautiful island, about our passion we all have. So
we're sharing the love, aren't we?
Sharing the love
of Corfu. That's what we're doing, and you know what we're talking about. Once here, you never forget this place.
Definitely. But guys, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, thank you for asking all the questions. If I forgot one question, I really apologize. I'm gonna look in after the show. There's so many things for me to do here, but it's great. I love it.
You do great.
I enjoy it, guys, and thank you so much. Until next week, where we bring you about Easter. It's just the run of Easter. Gonna be a great
exciting
week, and see what we can do on the weekend. I wanna go out. So guys, we gonna bring you more. Until then, have a fantastic week. Enjoy it and stay safe.
Absolutely, and as always, thank you very much indeed for sharing your precious time with us. It's been a delight to have you on board. Have a lovely rest of the day wherever you are, and a very good Kalispera.